another M&K production. Welcome to M&K Studio Channel. M&K Production and M&K Studios are affiliated with M&K Photography LLC, established 2015.
Hi, welcome to M&K Studio, where our goal is to inspire and promote. A lot of people think that they need to begin an exercise regimen at the beginning of the year with our New Year's resolutions and goals. But in the immortal words of T.D. Jakes, pastor, if you didn't know, of the Potter's House, he said, any day can be your New Year's Day, baby. So whatever today is that you're watching this segment from M&K Studio, it can be your New Year's Day. You can make a decision this day to become physically fit. You can make a decision this day to become healthy. I decided to try to become healthy about a year ago. And in my journey, it included the Anderson Recreation Center, which is why we're doing this video. They did not hire us. It's just a labor of love for us. It's just a way to show our appreciation for what they've done for me, as well as so many Andersonians. And today we have Miss Courtney Griffin with us, and I am thankful. Welcome, Courtney.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I want you to tell us what your title is at Anderson Rec.
I'm the fitness wellness coordinator.
Okay, and how long have you held that position?
About three and a half years.
Do you enjoy it?
I do. I started as an instructor and personal trainer about, 5-6 years ago, and then took on the full-time position about three and a half years ago.
Okay, and did you have to have any education in particular for that position?
Yes, I have my personal training certification, group fitness certification, silver sneakers, bar, a couple of things like that. And then I do have my bachelor's degree in exercise science.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that called kinesiology?
It's similar.
Okay.
Yeah. There are two separate degrees, but exercise science and kinesiology are almost the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you got your degree in exercise science, did you envision this position, or what was your goal with it?
I wanted a position like the one I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you have fulfilled the dream. And at M&K Studio, we're encouraging everyone to help someone else reach the next level. So I think that would be a great encouragement to someone who wants to major in kinesiology or exercise science, and they can see that there are career opportunities out there for them.
Oh, yeah.
And so what classes have you taught and are you teaching currently?
Bar is my favorite right now. So I teach that about 3 days a week. And then I also have a certification in bar fight, or they call it box and bar. So it's a combination of kickboxing and bar. And then I've taught fit and flex ever since I started there. And then I'm kind of ready to fill in and sub for anything. I fill in for silver sneakers. I do have 2 certifications in that. And then I just kind of have at least one workout ready to go for any class in case someone's out and I need to hop in there. But yeah, bar is my favorite at the moment.
What's on the horizon for the Anderson Rec as far as expanding maybe classes or the building or just whatever you can offer?
You know, when the building was built, it was never meant for group fitness. It was kind of meant to rent out the rooms for people that just had to work with what we have. So we always hope that one day we can expand the building. You know, that depends on a lot of things. Right now we have a big project with the sports and stuff, with a whole complex being built back behind the baseball fields. But I hope one day we will expand and, have group fitness in mind this time when we add on.
I have actually been there for small parties, and then to come back and exercise in the same room. Do you all still have small parties there?
We don't.
You don't? Okay.
Yeah, we don't. After COVID hit, we couldn't offer those rooms to just anybody to come in anymore.
I like the fact that after COVID hit, that I noticed that you all went to several levels to ensure that the complete facility was clean all the time, And I would like to just commend all of the folks that keep the building up to par and even above. So that made me very comfortable. Also, I was comfortable with knowing that we had to register.
Right.
So you know who's been there, and if someone is willing to say, hey, I've contracted COVID, you could find that out. So I like the fact that you all have so many safeguards in place.
Yeah,
so that's really been good.
We really had to revamp the whole program to be able to offer it, and it was a lot of work.
I can
lot
tell.
Of work. Yeah.
I can tell. So how many classes in all does the REC offer?
About 60 a week.
Wow.
Yeah, which is I think the most we've ever done. And I was looking back, I think in the beginning we used to offer maybe 4 a day. Now we have a good 10 a day, if not more, some days.
And I've enjoyed coming almost every day, and even on Saturdays, and the yoga on Sundays. I really appreciate that, and the good stretch. And also, lately, I've been taking Tai Chi, and I enjoy that. She is awesome. She's a cancer survivor, just like I am. So, and you all have so many learned teachers, not just in physical fitness, but I mean, several folks with their doctorate. So it's just amazing.
They're all amazing. I think when I started, we had less than 10 instructors, and now counting personal trainers too, I have close to 30, and they're all incredible. And many of them have 2-3 different jobs, have children, or have parents they're taking care of, and they're awesome to come in there and share their talents with everyone.
They are very giving, very giving. And what about the extracurricular activities for children? How many do you offer with that?
The sports program has, volleyball, baseball, t-ball, football, dodgeball for adults. They do have some adult sports as well. So basketball is upon us, and it is a big season.
I like the fact that this is a family atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that your children can come and you can come, and it's generally cost effective. What about the prices?
Prices are incredible. We really try to target younger people and the seniors. So if you live in city limits, like seniors is 55 and older, which most places it's a little bit older than that. So if you live in city limits and you're 55 and older, it's $50 a year. And even if you live in the county and over 55, it's $100 a year. Then for the youth who live in the city, it's $20 a year, and then $60 if you live in the county. So you almost have no reason not to join. And then we do offer Silver Sneakers, Renew Active, Silver and Fit, a couple of different insurance programs where people just come for free.
And then you offer the monthly.
Yes,
and
then they can do
it at one time.
Yeah, bank draft is a good cost-effective way for people to join. So it's nice. Yeah, and then classes do not cost any extra, which many places do charge at least a couple
for
of dollars.
Yoga.
Yeah, for certain things. But what you get's what you get. There's no type of joining fee, no maintenance fees, nothing like that. So I think it's kind of a hidden gem in Anderson, if people have never heard of it. It's a nice, like you said, it's a nice clean facility. We have a lot to offer people of all different ages. And even if you don't like classes, we have the indoor walking track. We have
lots of equipment.
Lots of equipment. We just got a few new bikes for the cardio room. So they're really nice. They have the touch screen and people can play games on them. They can follow a workout that's already pre-recorded. So that's been a nice improvement. We updated all our treadmills recently. So we try really hard to stay up to date and have nice, clean equipment for people, and really invite them in to try things out.
So is there anything else you would like for our listeners to know about Miss Courtney?
For me, I really have enjoyed this job. I enjoy the people I work with. I so appreciate them. I mean, I can't offer these programs without all of these different people, and they give 100% when they come to work. And I also appreciate the participants. That we can't have a class without them. They're amazing. And then for me, for my time off, what I like to do is hang out with my husband, my daughter, and then also plan my workouts. I mean, people laugh because I say I make up a workout in the kitchen, or, I'm in the car practicing my workout. That's what I enjoy. That's what I like doing. So for me, that's me in a nutshell.
All right. Thank you
it.
so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Hi. Today, as a part of our exercise series, we have with us Beth Ilg. Beth, how do you spell Ilg?
ILG.
I-L-G. And what is the origin of Ilg?
It's a German.
German, okay. Well, I met Beth at the Anderson Recreation Center probably about 8 to 10 months ago. I started with her spin class and moved up to cardio boot camp and now to resistance training. And it has really, really meant a lot to me in my fitness journey. But enough about me. I want to hear about your fitness journey.
Well, my fitness journey started at age 5 when I was a swimmer, and I competed from age 5 to about 15, and did nationals and regionals, and was really competitive in that. Always had a dream of the Olympics, but kind of fell short of that, but from some injuries. And then getting into college, you gain all that weight, and so decided to started going to the gym and working out again, and through that met a lot of people, and then started teaching, because when instructors don't show up, you just kind of get in there. So that's how I started. Several instructors didn't show up, and I just got on the bike and taught the class. And so I started the cycle, and back in, I guess, the 80s, I was
really?
doing, it was back in the 80s, the aerobics, where you're just jumping around, kind of like our Zumba now, but
Okay.
just, not really to any salsa music or anything like that, but did the aerobics, and then the cycle, and then from the cycle came the Zumba, and then Zumba came the bar and boot camp and TRX, and just kind of put classes together and whatever fits anybody's needs.
Okay. Stopping right there, I was astonished not to hear you say that you weren't a cheerleader. Anybody that goes to the Anderson Recreation Center will tell you, if they take Beth's class, she is extremely energetic for any age, whether you are 2 or 100. Beth is extremely energetic. She's extremely talkative. So you were never a cheerleader.
Never a cheerleader.
Wow.
No, I was in the band. And in Ohio, with the games, it would be snowing
All
or
right.
ice, and I decided I'm going to get up and play in the band. And
Okay.
they had nice warm coats on.
That's great. And you named a list, a bevy of classes that you have taught. What did you do to become, did you become certified? Do you have to become certified, and what does it take?
To be a fitness instructor, you have to have a group exercising, you have to be a fitness exerciser, and then for each individual certification, you have to go and take the classes and get
How
certified.
long are the classes?
Some classes are a day, some are 2, some are 3 days.
Okay. How much do they cost typically?
It depends. Zumba the original is $280, and that's a 2-day certification. And you're certified, but you have to become a Zen, which means you pay monthly payments to Zumba. But if you're not Zen, then you have to go through all the certification all over again, the basic. And with the Zumba, there's all these different, there's Zumba toning, there's Zumba aquatics, there's Zumba step, there's a whole bunch of different
Wow.
Zumbas. And each one then costs another $200 to get certified. And
How
that's,
often do you have to be certified, recertified?
as long as you're a Zen, you can do what you want.
Okay.
You just have to pay the monthly fees, and with Power and Pump, those are also a 3-day certification. They're like $400 to get certified, and you pay a monthly fee for the music, so that the rights for the music and everything. And the rec center has to pay for that too.
What do you like about working at the Recreation Center?
The rec center is great because it's community based, and there's so convenient for people and so easy to be a member there. And we offer so many great classes that it's a no
That's
deal.
true.
I mean, it's one of the cheaper places in town, and and I think we're growing and growing. And since I started there, we added so many classes.
How do you feel that exercising affects mental health?
think it affects a lot, all the endorphins that you release. It's just your time. And then as people grow and get stronger, there are changes in the personality and changes in their confidence. And I think I just saw so many people come from little shy people to outgoing people, and it's a nice watching people go through their journey.
Okay.
Just with knowing everything, when I'm looking at somebody and they tell me they have something's wrong, I'm constantly thinking, okay, what can they do to modify so they don't hurt themselves while they're here, but they can still get stronger and overcome that. People with back problems, shoulder problems, neck problems,
Knee problems.
So there's a lot of classes that you can do, and if they're too fast, Zumba, things like that, you can really hurt yourself. I always change whatever my plans for the class, because if I see who's there, I know how strong you are, and I just change my class. I modify every time, and then if I know somebody's new, I want to make sure that they don't overdo it the first time, so that they can get stronger and stronger. And sometimes if you overdo it the first couple times, you don't want to come back. And the goal is to make it your routine. It's a lifestyle change, and it's not just for the summer months or the winter months. It's a lifestyle, and you have to do it every day, every other day, just to keep things going and get stronger and stronger.
All right. What would you like to share with whomever's listening, whether it's a beginner, a child, an adult, somebody that's just giving up on life or giving up on being healthy and fit and looking great and feeling great? What would you say to them?
So that's, I have to say, you just have to, get 10 minutes. Get in the gym for 10 minutes, start slow and build up. And don't try to think you have to do everything the first time. Always build up.
Start slow, build up, don't stop.
Exactly.
Thank you, Beth Hill. I appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you too.
5 years ago, I had a massive heart attack. So much of my heart was damaged that my cardiologist told me to go home and get my affairs in order, that I did not have long to live. But I went to cardio rehab, and then I've been in this gym just about every day. I come 7 days a week, and I have reached now where I can work out for 2 hours a day with God's help. And I sleep better, I feel better, and I make it a top priority.
Erin, I am so happy to have you here today. Thank you for blessing us.
That was okay.
Okay, so hopefully people won't get mad at me, but Strong Nation is my favorite class. The first reason it's my favorite class is because on the agenda it says not for beginners. And I felt like, how's she gonna tell me it's not for beginners? I can come if I want to come. And I remember asking you about it. I'm sure you don't remember that.
In the hallway, yeah.
You do?
Yes.
You got a good memory. And
Yeah.
you said, well, maybe you just want to come and watch the first time. I'm like, I don't have that kind of time. If I come, I'm going to participate. Well, it kicked my butt that I did not have, which didn't have in the stomach, but it was the butt. Anyway, I love that class. How many classes do you teach?
So I teach a few different formats. I teach somewhere between 4 and 5 classes a week, but I have 2 strong classes a week. So my other teaching location is in Piedmont, and so I teach there during the week and have a strong class on Wednesday, and then of course I'm at Anderson Rec Center.
No
on
wonder we
Saturday.
can't have you full time.
I
wondered.
I
I'm
know.
serious. So strong is considered high intensity.
Yes, so Strong is it's actually music-led interval training. So when Zumba Fitness created the format, then it branched out into Strong Nation. Basically, they wanted a format where all the music matched all the movements. So they worked really hard to put in all these cool noises and sounds and like sword things. So that every move you make has a sound that matches it, so it just sort of gets your blood pumping a little bit better and
You
gets you a
are
little
right.
more motivated.
It does. Music is very important, and I would have to say the music is awesome. Outstanding, Strong Nation. And I did not know it was created by Zumba. So how long has Strong been around?
So I think it's been around for 4 or 5 years. It was It was a brainchild of Zumba Fitness. It started out as Strong by Zumba, and then Zumba Fitness quickly realized that the clientele for Strong Nation was very different than the clientele for traditional dance fitness classes, so they sort of branched out into two companies. So now we have Strong Nation, and then we also have Zumba Fitness. And I've been teaching Strong Nation since 2017.
And you can tell. And one other thing I can tell about you is you have a lot of rhythm. And I'm jealous.
Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness, that's so nice.
It is a myth that all black people have rhythm. I have none. And it makes
You
me
do. You do.
Aaron,
you do a
please.
great job.
Aaron.
Okay. Yeah, you do a good job.
Okay, thank you. I can't pop lock it like you. If I could, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'd be getting it. I would be getting it. I'm after it. I love that class, but I noticed that we have several members of that class that have different, I'll call them ailments. We have a diabetic in our class quite often. I myself have high cholesterol. I have knee problems. Are there any other ailments in our class that you're aware of?
And there are several folks that have like just knee issues or elbow issues or joint problems of some kind. I've had pregnant women that were in class before.
Wow.
Several, whether it be, high cholesterol issues or sometimes even like mental health stuff that comes to class. There's a lot of different ways to modify Strong Nation and a lot of different ways to do those moves that don't require so much of you. If you can't do a burpee, we can squat, or we can do a lower intensity option. So don't be intimidated by some of these big moves that you see, because we can very much meet you where you're at.
Okay, have you taught any other classes?
So I actually started my fitness instructor journey as a Zumba instructor. I started taking Zumba classes when I was in college and just fell in love with it. I just really loved that the music was loud and everybody was super excited to be there. So when I started teaching, that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a Zumba instructor and dance around all the time, which I still do and I still love. That's very much my sort of first fitness passion of mine. But as I went through the certification process to get my national group fitness certification, and then as I did additional trainings and got more format training under my belt, I realized that there's a lot out there. So now I can, I teach dance fitness classes. I've also done some step aerobics and some HIIT and boot camp style classes, and obviously Strong Nation. So there's a lot of stuff out there, for anybody who is interested in it.
Okay, well, where does your fitness journey begin personally?
It kind of just always was there. I have always been on the heavier side. I have, thanks to my genetics, I have a certain thickness that sort of follows me everywhere. And so I sort of floated in and out of being a little heavier and a little lighter. And then obviously that just takes a toll on your brain and on how you view yourself sometimes. So I finally decided to jump in with both feet. I started going to the gym. I started weight training and doing all this other stuff, and of course eventually became licensed to teach classes. But really, I love being strong. I love seeing what my body can do. I love learning new things. I love figuring out what I can do and sort of where my limits are, and being able to accomplish something that I couldn't do a few months ago. And like right now I'm training to do a 10K. Why? I don't know. I don't like running. But just being able to accomplish it and do it and like see that you've accomplished it and work toward it. It's always just been really, really motivating for me. I work full time at a nonprofit called Communities and Schools. I'm their director of programming for the upstate, so I oversee our school program sites there, so that takes up obviously all day every day for me, but then I also just really love being at home. I love teaching classes, I love interacting with people, but I also just love being comfortable at my house watching Forensic Files or some other true crime.
Check out Strong Nation when you can at the Anderson City Recreation Center. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying our series on fitness. We did not cover any dietary needs, but we're just trying to get you excited about getting back in the gym if you're out. And if you're in, we're trying to pump you up to stay there and take your health very seriously. Hi Brenda, how are you today?
Good.
Good. I am so thankful that you agreed to be interviewed today, because your class is so energetic. And is it a HIIT class? That's my first question.
It's Pound, which is cardio drumming.
cardio drumming. Drumming, explain that.
So we have rip sticks and we pound the floor or the air or we pound the sticks together. And while we're doing that, we're jumping, we're moving, we're running in place, whatever we can do to get our cardio going.
Okay, so is that considered a high intensity class or no?
It's actually not high intensity. It's
Okay.
actually really easy on the knees and the joints, and you don't have to jump, so there's a lot of modifications, and it's not real high intensity in terms of like joint impact.
We do have a super jumper, and his name is Jack. He said I could tell how old he is, but
Okay.
now I can't remember. How old is he? It's 80
I actually don't know, but I believe him to be in his 80s, yeah.
Early 80s, and he seems to be very physically fit, and he's a joy to watch. It's just amazing to me how he pushes through
Yes.
with some ailments. And I have some as well, and it's my knees, and they really bother me. Do you know of any other ailments any of your students have?
Once in a while, yeah, people tell me, you know, this is hurting today or that's hurting today, and we modify, and they are still able to get the high cardio, but not the high impact on the body.
Okay, what else do you teach?
I teach amped, which is kettlebells, and it's weights, but a lot of the participants choose to do them with dumbbells. So if they're more comfortable with a dumbbell, they can use that, but it's designed to be done with a kettlebell.
Now, does the kettlebell class sculpt you in any way? Or
Yes, it does.
what's the primary purpose of it?
Arms, legs, weightlifting, to be able to, the goal is to increase the weight and increase the kettlebell size. And several of the participants definitely are moving their way up the kettlebells, and we're gonna have to buy some heavier kettlebells, I think.
Okay, I'm a slow starter, and I must be slow all the way because I have not moved up yet. How long does it take for you to really build your strength? What should you be looking at?
Well, when I started with it, I was just using the 4-pound, the little 4-pound weight. And now I am doing anywhere between the 5-pound all the way up to the 12-pound.
Wow.
So, and that took me a matter of about 3 months to be able to
Wow,
move
okay.
through that.
That is wonderful. Are those the only classes you teach?
Yep, pound and amped are the 2 classes I teach.
Okay, when did you start teaching?
2 years ago, I started. It's been 2 years now. I can't believe I just recently had my 2-year anniversary in October.
Okay, what made you want to be a fitness instructor?
I've worked out, you know, for a long time. My dad is a preacher, but he's also a bodybuilder. He's always, he wrote a book, and he was always a model for me for working out. In fact, he would have us sit on his back and do deadlifts. And I remember being a kid with my legs hanging over while he lifted us up. He'd say, "Girls, come on down," and you know. So that was a fun memory for me, and it's a good model. So it's just kind of, I grew up with it.
And what's your dad's name?
George. His name is George Alquist, and he's a preacher in Pennsylvania. But my mom, on the other hand, struggled with her weight.
Okay.
And so I would always see her trying and trying and trying. So both of them were a good impact, you know,
Okay.
on me. But so I kind of just came by it kind of naturally, I guess. I enjoy it. It keeps the stress at bay, and I just love it. I guess that's, you know,
That's great.
fun.
What activities did you enjoy as a child?
You know, as a child, I wasn't into sports. I guess I'm not coordinated enough, I guess, for sports. But I always like to be outside and be active. So I can't say that I'm a sports player, but I love to be active.
Okay.
I remember walking, taking walks and hikes and things like that as a kid.
Please tell us what your certifications are, how you got them, how
Okay.
expensive they are.
The certifications I got are I would say pretty easy compared to some of them, because I do work, you know, full-time job, so it wasn't something that I put a lot of schooling hours into. The pound class, you can take a full day class. It was an 8-hour class, and you have to take a test. And so that's what I did for pound. And the amped class, because I did it during COVID, was completely online. And it was an 8-hour class also, and you take a test, but you also have to submit videos to be evaluated by the amped personnel to make sure your form is correct.
Okay, so is this a labor of love or is it a lucrative business?
It's definitely a labor of love because, you know, I do have a regular job, so it's not like it's, you know, needed income. Now it's fun money, I won't say that, it's not.
Brenda, tell us what your full-time occupation is.
I am the Director of Special Education for Anderson School District 5.
The Director of Special Education. And what education did you have to get that position?
I earned a master's in leadership and from Shenandoah University, and then a PhD in curriculum and instruction from Kent State.
Dr. Brenda Harper.
Yes.
I did not know that. I am speaking to a doctor. The Anderson Recreation Center has a doctor teaching kettlebell and amp. Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, well, thank you.
It is wonderful.
Now that was a labor of love.
Okay, okay. I imagine a lot of hours, Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I love doing the work with the students with special needs, teachers, principals in Anderson 5. It's a great community to be a part of.
Is there anything else that we don't know about Brenda Harper?
I am just dabbling in photography a bit. Certainly not like this setup for sure, but it's something that's been a dream of mine to do photography for a while. So I've been doing it for about a couple years now also.
So you are the Director of Special Education. That is a full-time endeavor. Okay. You dabble in photography.
Yes, just dabble.
You're a fitness instructor at least 2 days a week, if not 3 sometimes.
Oh, yeah, and then I do graduate classes for Notre Dame Notre Dame College of Ohio. I do 2 classes a year for them, too.
Okay. Do you sleep?
I do, yes.
Do you eat?
Yes, I do.
You are everything. So you are Superwoman. We do need to put that Superwoman.
Yes, the cape. No. No, absolutely not, for sure. But I just find things I love to do.
And you do it. Mm-hmm. You are a go-getter.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Brenda?
No. I mean, I have a son. He is graduating this year from high school, ready to go to college. So that's a big, life milestone for him. So.
That is wonderful, and for you as well.
I have a husband too.
You
I
do?
don't mean to leave him in the dust. But.
How nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It was so nice having you
Well,
here
thank
today.
you.
And I learned something new about you. And I am proud of you
Thank
as
you.
a woman. And it's just a role model. So it's very appreciated.
Well, thank you for coming to class and lifting all of us up too with your positive attitude. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Terry Turman.
Hello.
Double T. TT.
Thank
You
you.
got a nickname?
TST Sanders.
Terry Sanders Turman
That's
is
right.
your government name.
Yes.
Who were your government parents?
My parents was Carrie and Benny Turman.
Carrie and Benny Turman. And there's one thing that I find to be quite fascinating about Miss Carrie. You know, my grandmother's name was Carrie. So I like, And I had an uncle named Benny.
Wow, I know Benny.
You knew Benny?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Tell me something about Carrie and Benny Turman that most people would find to be astounding these days.
Well, it was my father had 23 kids by 4 different women.
Okay.
And my grandmother was his last wife.
Mm-hmm.
And my father had 18. Us 10 boys and 8 girls, and I'm number 15 in the bunch.
Now, you made the distinction that your grandfather had 4 wives.
Yes.
How many did your father have?
1.
So Miss Carrie gave birth to 18 children.
18 of them bad boys.
And you know what I know about you is that one of your brothers, I believe it was Demon Turman, what number is he?
He's number 5, I think.
Number 5 graduated with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 18 children over here.
Yeah.
So I bet y'all was just running around doing everything.
Yeah. Doing chores.
So chores, so you had to work hard coming up.
Definitely.
Okay. And was there time for sports?
Not in the house until I got in high school.
In high school, okay. And what sports did you play?
I played football and ran track.
Did you go to New Deal or Crescent? New Deal.
New Deal.
Was an all-black school.
All black.
Before schools were integrated.
That's right.
Okay.
For 3 years.
Oh, okay, as a child.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you graduated from Crescent.
Yep.
You played football.
Yes.
And
ran track.
And this series is focusing somewhat on the Anderson Recreation Center.
Yes, definitely.
But the overall theme is fitness and health. And I thought about you, and I thought we need to highlight the double T. Because you have been so important and instrumental in the lives of young adults in Anderson
Oh, yeah.
for as long as I've known you.
Mm-hmm.
So where did that journey start at Anderson Rec? And can I tell you a quick story of mine?
Yeah.
My journey with the Rec started in the mid-'80s. And that was a hangout spot for
Oh, yes.
African-American teenagers. And when I could go ride with the Leverets, Karen and Sharon Leverett and
Yes.
Daryl, we would go up there and watch guys play basketball. You know, we just trying to meet
Yeah.
up with certain folks.
Yes.
Now, you were on the inside playing basketball at that time,
Yeah,
right?
I played a couple years.
Okay. When did your coaching and your influence begin on the young children?
Well, it really started, I want to say 81, but 1980, I was dating my wife. I mean, I didn't know she was going to be my wife. I just wanted her. I didn't want nothing to do with sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So 81, I was still a child, by the way. I know I don't look like it, but I was still a child in
okay.
81. So you met your wife at the Rec?
I met her through softball.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And if I'm not mistaken, did you guys pair up after you got married and coach together, or
Yeah,
how did
we.
that work?
She coached all the games, but she would get on me for getting on the girls because I was too rough on them. I said, if I didn't be rough on her, how they gonna learn anything?
Okay.
I would chastise her and she'd come back, that's all right. He just being mean, stuff like that.
Right.
And she did that to me until she
Passed away.
Yes,
And what year did she pass away?
2004.
Okay.
Yep, colon cancer.
Of colon cancer. And it is Cancer Awareness Month,
Oh yes,
most notably Breast Cancer Month, and I'm a survivor, 7 years,
awesome.
cancer free. And I'm sorry to hear about your wife.
Oh,
I know you love
yeah.
her
Oh,
so
yes.
much. But I'm happy to hear about you all coming together and training young girls. And
Yes.
basketball was your main focus, right?
Softball was
Oh, softball.
fast pitch. Yeah.
Okay, but you
That-
did do basketball, or did I get that wrong?
I did softball first,
Okay.
then I started doing basketball.
Okay, and how many years have you been doing basketball?
Oh, I say about 38 years.
What?
Yes, about 38 years.
All right, that's awesome. When is the last time you coached the girls team?
Oh, this year.
Oh, you're still doing it?
Yes.
Okay. So how many teams have you coached, would you say? It's just a guess, a rough estimate.
Since 1981, I coached women's softball, then I went to girls softball, then I went to girls basketball. So I say altogether probably maybe 100 teams, a couple hundred.
Wow. Well, when did you start working at the Anderson Rec?
I started working and getting paid. I
Yes.
started about 4 years ago.
Okay, 4
Yeah.
years ago. Did you retire from an occupation?
I was a prototype engineer out there at Plastic Omnium.
Okay.
Hey, I got blessed, man. I thank God. I like what I'm doing.
And you ended up at the Anderson Rec. You started
all
out as a
places.
volunteer
Yes.
for over 20 years, over
Yes.
30 years, and now you're employed there. And what's your title there?
Gym supervisor.
Gym supervisor.
Yes.
Okay, you do a great job.
Yep.
I know you're real proud of the facility.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to add about being the gym supervisor?
Yeah, I wish more parents would get involved with their kids. Because we have a lot of kids come up there, that's just their hangout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jamaya Williams. I'm 13 years old and I go to Robert Anderson Middle School.
With this pandemic and with these kids wanting to get out and come, because I remember 30 years ago, that was the Saturday, all day Saturday, that was the hangout.
yeah.
Them
Oh,
kids
yeah.
had nowhere to go. And I think that's my ministry. I minister to these kids because they got no parents, no father, no mother. Mostly grandmothers bring their kids up there
Okay.
and drop them off.
Even today?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But you still see that there's not enough involvement with parents and their children.
Oh, definitely.
13 and a great kid. I coached her mom, now I'm coaching her.
A relationship with God and these kids, I see a lot of me in them, meaning when I was young, I had very low self-esteem. And I see these kids as the same way, and I try to lift up their morale because I see something in them
Right.
that they don't see in themselves.
And do the kids usually come back after they graduate high school?
I have very few that come back and speak. I want you to coach my kid or my grandkid, stuff like that. But some of them come back, but most of them, they move on to different things.
Right.
Keep your head straight. Keep God first. Get them grades. You can do anything you want to. I really believe that. All right? All right then.
Is there anything you want us to know about Terry Turman that you have not spoken?
I love people. I'm a people person. And my dad was the same way. I love and kids. Oh, I love them. I see little babies. I be wanting to spoil them. Right? I don't even know who's kid. Black, white. I don't care what color they are. I just love kids.
And you have one daughter.
My
right?
daughter, she's 26.
26. Any grandchildren yet?
No.
No
not
grandchildren?
yet.
Okay. You are a kingdom builder. And I believe that God has ordained you as such. And you took this ministry on at an early age, coming from a large family. But you, just like Abraham, although you only have one child, you have many.
Yes.
And you have many seeds that are out there and doing great things.
Definitely. I love them kids.
All right, Terry. Thank you so much for joining
You're
us
welcome.
today. I really appreciate that.
You are so
And
welcome.
God continue to bless you in your ministry at the Anderson Rec and wherever
Yes.
He may send you. We pray that you will continue to be thoroughly blessed.
Thank you guys for having me.
As you may have noticed, I'm not as active or as agile as I would like to be. That's because I suffer with arthritis under my kneecaps as well as bone spurs. Some other of my health ailments are high cholesterol, I've had cancer, and prediabetes. Along with some of the other folks that I work out with, they suffer from some of the same ailments, including high blood pressure, full-blown diabetes to include insulin, some mental health issues that they say are fixed, literally fixed by working out. A lot of people have shared that depression is lifted when they work out. Their emotional health as well as mental health is better. We know that most of the time, if we stick with a good regimen, our physical health is better. You have more energy. So why do we take so long to do these things? The answer is, I don't know. But until you make up your mind to put yourself first, you just generally won't stick with anything. I know that for a fact and for myself. So at MK Studio, we just want to encourage everyone to take their health serious. Whether you're a smoker, an overeater, or whatever you're addicted to that you need to become unglued to, come on out to the Anderson Rec or wherever you choose to go and make fitness and health your priority.